Hello, I am Wordschlag and welcome to the first episode of Decision Gap. Today we're going to be focusing on stats, what the stats do, and how to optimize your builds so that your character is playing at maximum efficiency and you don't have to worry about ever building the wrong items again. So you aren't just inting your game by buying terrible things. So we're going to focus on mostly bot laners in this video because one, I am an ADC main, and two, bot laners tend to depend on itemization a tad bit more than other roles, which, given every role, itemization is very important, but it's usually the most important on the bot laners as most ADCs scale very high in items and not in levels. We are going to be starting off this at a very ground level, as if you had no outside information on the game at all, because as we get later into this video and into other videos later on, as new videos come out, we're going to talk about more in-depth concepts and then get into some more high-level macro sense. But for now, we're just sticking with the basics, as if you had no idea what League of Legends even is. So first, let's explain how scalings even work in the first place. So if I hover over Twitch E here, you can see that on the blue, it says 35% magic damage scaling. What does that mean? So if I were to buy, let's say, a needlessly large rod, right? 35% of the ability power I just gained from this is now added to that value of that spell. So 35% of the ability power is adding 1 to that effect. So now it does an extra 26 magical damage, whereas before it didn't even do any magical damage. Same thing with the AD. AD also increases the damage of just your normal attacks that you would be doing around the lane as usual. Right, now, magic ability power does not make your basic attacks do any more or less damage, as you can see here. The AD value is still the same. Now, here we have armor and magic resist. Armor and magic resist are just copies of each other, but for different damage types. So some abilities do physical damage, some do magic damage. In this case, my E does both if I have AP. So if I stack poison, press E, I just did magic and physical. The armor value, the more armor you have, the less physical damage you take. Same with magic resist. So in this case, the dummy does not have any magic resist or armor. So I would hit it with an E, and it does this exact damage displayed on the ability value. But if I were to give it even just 10 armor and magic resist, the damage went down by like 20, even with just 10. 9% for each. So the more that I give it, the more resistances that the dummy has, the less damage I'm going to be doing to the dummy. So how do we circumvent this issue? So if you press C on your keyboard, you can see the rest of the stats. Now we have lethality / armor penetration / magic penetration. Now, just like AD/AP, armor, magic resist, these are just dupes of each other for different damage types. So if I buy, let's say, lethality. Lethality, the value of lethality, let's say the armor or on this dummy is 50. So if I buy 50 lethality worth of items, so yeah, 54 lethality, my damage is just going straight through the armor. If the lethality just removes a flat amount of armor from the attacks onto the enemy. So it's ignoring 50 armor right now. It's ignoring 54 armor. This does not go into the negatives. Keep in mind, this is not amplifying my damage anymore. It doesn't go into -4 armor. It's just 50. Same thing if I were to buy magic resist, but I don't do magic damage really. Now, the percentage, let's say, by Last Whisper, 18% armor penetration. This has 50. So if we do the math, I'm going to be doing about like 8 lethality worth, right? But as the more armor the dummy has on itself, the more value I am getting from this. Because now the Last Whisper, instead of ignoring 8, it is now ignoring well over at least 40 to 50, right? So the exponential value of armor penetration percentage is very good. So what does this mean? It means if there are tanks, if you're trying to kill tanks, you go armor penetration for the percentage value, right? But if they are squishies, where they'll only have, let's say, I'm playing Twitch, I have 95 armor, so I would buy lethality items. And now, it would be much easier to do true damage to me, right? Because the flat penetration has more value the less armor they have, and the other way around with the percentage, right? So basically what I'm saying, lethality is for squishies, armor penetration is for tanks. Now, ability haste, the more ability haste you have, the lower the cooldowns. Pretty basic. Critical strike chance, you should know what that is. Now, lifesteal. So let's say I have Vampiric Scepter, right? 7% lifesteal. So if I auto attack a dummy, I'm going to be healing 7% of the damage I am doing with only the basic attacks, right? 7% lifesteal. Now, if I buy a Hextech Gunblade, and now I have 10% Omnivamp, I will heal not only from 10% of the damage my attacks deal, but also abilities. So if I press E, I also heal 10% of that damage, not just the basic attacks, right? So the Omnivamp is very good. It's much better than lifesteal, but most items don't have Omnivamp. Gunblade is one of the only items in the game that even has it. Now that we know what the stats do, now we can discuss what the items do. So on Twitch, for example, I am going to be playing Twitch in this example because he is probably my best character in general, right? Now, what does the crit do? What is crit? Well, the critical strike makes my attack basically deal double damage. So let's say I buy a bunch of attack or critical strike chance. My auto attack, that's has armor. So did 249 damage. But if I don't have any crit, it only does 115. So basically, critical strike just makes your attacks deal an absurd amount of extra damage. So crit is for one-shotting people. That's what you want the crit for. Without the crit, you just are doing sustained damage in a fight. But the crit is for one-shotting people, because as Twitch, your goal is to Q, sneak up on someone, right? Without them noticing. You don't play front to back on Twitch, you play flank. So I come from river, they're fighting here, and then the squishies, let's say there's a Misfortune Lux, right? And then I just press R, boom, that guy's dead. If I had crit, that guy's dead, right? But without it, he's not dead. So the attack speed is for sustained damage, and the crit is for the one-shotting. Now, to optimize this, what we always want to do is 90% of the time, you're just going to go Yuntao. Don't even bother with these other items first. Just go Yuntao. The problem with Yuntao that you might notice, what do I have to buy to build this? Well, I get a longsword, easy enough. Scout slingshot, easy enough. BF sword, now this sucks. BF sword is a flat 1300 gold. It doesn't build into anything else. You can't buy something else to lower the cost of this item. So you're gonna have to get a recall where you will have 1300 gold, which this does not happen very often other than on your first back. So what does this mean that we are going to do to circumvent this issue? Now, usually what you do is you make it so that neither party, neither you nor the enemy, are allowed to recall without losing something until you have this. How to do that? We will touch on that in the wave management lesson that will be in a later video. But for now, just know that you want to create a situation where it's bad for either one of you to recall and buy items, because if the enemy recalls and comes back with an item advantage, that means that you are either going to die or get forced into a lane where you are not allowed to recall for a while and going to be sitting on an absurd amount of gold, and it's going to be horrible. So usually the problem with Yuntal is, like we were just saying, the BF swords. So if you just can't buy BF, then there is another item that we can go first called the Collector. We can go the Collector first item, or Hex Optics, but let's just stick to Collector for now. Don't worry about this item. We go Collector first because this gives critical strike, which is good, attack damage, which is good, and lethality, which we just talked about. Lethality is going to amplify our damage by quite a bit. The problem with this item that you might notice is it doesn't give any attack speed. This sucks. This is why you don't really want to go Collector in most games, but it is actually better than Yuntal in one aspect, and that is its ability to one-shot people. Why? Lethality. The lethality actually makes you do quite a bit more damage than you would think, but it is there. You're going to be doing like around like 9 to 10% more damage just from the lethality alone. So it's actually very strong. But in a scenario where you can get Yuntal, just buy that. But Collector is going to be the secondary option that we have. Now, nevertheless, if you buy Yuntal or Collector, second item, what are we going to buy? Well, Twitch wants attack speed now, right? So we want either Runons or Fiend Hunter Bolts. How do we decide which one we want? Well, Runons is sustained damage, right? Spreads on the nearby targets. Now, Fiend Hunter Bolts is for isolating and one-shotting a specific target. So, see how much damage I was doing then? Look at this now. That guy just took way more damage than he did whenever I had the Runons. So, basically, if they have a valuable target, go Fiend Hunter. If they don't have a target that you need to one-shot, or if you have like an Oriana or something, someone that is going to make the enemy get grouped up, you can go Runons. I usually would say just go Runons 90% of the time. Fiend Hunter Bolts is really good, but it's weird because its value comes from the first 3 hits. Does also give ultimate haste, which is good, but usually you just go Runons. Now, after this, just go Infinity. Third, every time. Right? Critical Strike Amp. Do not buy this second. You are trolling if you do this. You will have no attack speed, and you'll be useless, especially if you have Collector. Runons into Infinity, and now we want Armor Penetration. Now, even against squishies, percentage armor penetration still has good value. Lethality's better, of course, but as the marksman, we're not going to really have the opportunity to go lethality items because all of these don't have good value on a character like Twitch. So we're going to go Mortal Reminder most of the time because if they have any healing, this is completely outweighing the LDR. Now we have maximum crit chance, right? Because once the Yuntal gets fully stacked up, we have maximum crit. So now we don't need crit anymore. So then you go Bloodthirster for lifesteal. Bloodthirster has the most lifesteal out of any item, I believe. Yep. And then you can go Experimental Hexplate for attack speed, HP, and ultimate haste. And this allows you to just completely obliterate everything. Maximum attack speed, right? And you have an absurd amount of attack damage as well. So you have like 400 AD, maximum attack speed. You will glide with this build. This is the build you want to go. Don't buy Gnasher's Tooth unless if you are going AP. Please. Please don't do that. It's shit. It has magic damage scaling on the passive. If you have no AP, it's shit. And also you're just sacrificing AD, so now you're making all of your damage go down. You're taxing yourself if you do that. Don't do that, please. There is another item that we can go first, but don't really worry about buying this because it's very situational. But let's say you're going against Caitlyn and Lux, bot lane. Here you would probably optimize to go Blade the Ruined King first item. Why the fuck would you do that? It doesn't have any crit, right? But what does it have? It has a good build path that's pretty easy, right? And lifesteal. Lifesteal makes it so that even if you accidentally walk into a Lux Q or a Lux E, right? you're not just gonna lose the game because you can heal up with the lifesteal. Twitch does not have base lifesteal. The only thing you're gonna be having lifesteal on is like your Doran's blade, and it's 2%. It's shit. You're not even gonna notice it. So the Blade of the Ruined King will allow us to survive the laning phase. So if they have something like Caitlyn Lux, Ashe Morgana, something like Ashe Xerath or something, maybe go Blade of the Ruined King instead. Or it does have current health, max damage, so it's also good against tanks. So if they have a lot of tanks, you might want to buy this. But this is not gonna like one-shot people, right? This is not crit. So you're gonna have to run them down with this item. You're gonna have to chase them. It does apply a slow as well. If you read, it applies slow. So this is really good for running people down, right? You surprise them and obliterate them. With Twitch, you are not playing front to back. You are playing to cheese, right? You are playing to cheese the enemies. You don't want them to even be able to do anything in response. So that's why crit's so good. But this first item also works. The only problem is it delays your crit spike, because now you have to go Blade of the Ruined King into Renans, into IE, or something like that, right? And it just sucks, because now I have 50% with IE, and I'm not going to be getting a lot of crits, so the damage amp is useless. This is a very short lesson, but there's not a whole lot to talk about here without discussing every champion, and I frankly do not want to do that. That would take forever and unnecessary. If you can just apply this to any of your other characters, it applies to anything as far as Twitch to Xerath and Nami, right? Well, maybe not Nami, because we didn't really talk about support items, but support players, I don't even give a fuck. Leave, bro. You don't need to be watching this video if you're a support player. Just buy your shit, bro. Like, let's be real. Anyway, this concludes the first episode of Decision Gap, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.